Ooh, he's ugly. You might need to work on that, my friend. Yeah, put the mask up, thank you. Oh snap, it's thunderstorming. That might be a good spooky sign. That might be a good spooky sign. There's a real spooky sign. This is a good sign, folks. This is a very good sign. Yep, this is a very good sign. Wow. Wow. They have a freaking monster army here at the Home Depot. And an army of gravestones, headstones, up and down the wazoo. Look at these. Really solid. These are so great. I have to point these out because they are truly the best of the best as far as I'm concerned in the haunt world. Statues, figures, a headless statue. Absolutely incredible. We have to look at all of these props. I think we're just going to work our way over. You can hear a thunderstorm outside. It is a spooky vibe. Let's start with the witches. Oh, look, she's got a possum. They have a nice bubbly cauldron. To be honest, this is one of the most tame items of the year. It's, there's not too much to report. It's witches with a cauldron. We've seen that so many times. I'd like to move on to some more exciting things like the ogre. The troll, technically. Troll, sorry. Check him out. Oh my gosh. What a huge hulking character. $250 for the troll. Giant, 8 feet tall. How awesome. Up next. Oh, he's still going.
I sense the presence of unsuspecting souls.
This is the Guardian of the Gourds. $130 for him. Look at all the spider webbing. They really put the detail work in here.
Closer and embrace the shadows that dwell within.
I was admittedly not crazy about this with the pictures, but it's growing on me. Pun intended.
For you have trespassed into my domain.
It's pretty cool. All right, up next we have the Raven, which is basically the plague doctor redone.
Whisper my name and empower me with the forces of darkness.
Whoa! Oh, I almost just got hit in the face. $200 for this guy. Also, don't climb on him. And look at the scarecrow. Oh my gosh. Oh. 2 times. Wow. I'm not crazy about the voice, but he has a long activation, which is pretty cool. Let's turn on the Worry Crow. Look at that. That is spectacular. That's giant. The price on him is $400, which honestly, that's pretty solid considering the massive scale of the thing. It looks great. Here we have the dragon. Now, I've been outspoken that I'm not crazy about dragons for Halloween, but I have to eat my words because this thing is incredible. Also $400. But look at that. And it lowers its head. How sick. That is really cool. Yeah, when they say detailed sculpting on the thing, they are not kidding whatsoever. Here's an old friend. This is the Fear Valley Wolf. I actually have this guy, so I can attest to the fact that this is one of the best animatronics that they've done. Absolutely incredible. Cujo. I call him Cujo, but he's great. $200 for the wolf. And then we have the horrifying Hickory. $280. Kind of a quiet character. No audio to be heard, but I really love the face. I think I like it more than the one from last year. Has some nice detailing throughout as well. And it lights up, of course, on the inside. Here we have the zombie barber. He's a little quiet. $130 for him. I believe his arm moves. Yep. There it goes. He's got 2 shaving razors. Kind of a Sweeney Todd-ish character. Very cool. Here we have the dog with the hard eyes. So we actually have like a whole skeleton family. We have the app-controlled skeleton. We have the dog. We have the cat. Check him out. That's actually really neat. That's really neat. And of course the giant skelly. Home Depot's OG monster. Here is the zombie trio. $200. They all come apart if you want. You can have them horizontally or vertically displayed. They remind me of the zombies from Plants vs. Zombies if they talked. That's really sweet. All right, we're gonna move over here to the Fiery Reaper. I'm not crazy about the ones with that kind of mouth because you hear the clack, but I love this flaming scroll. That's sick. $180 for him. $180. Okay, this thing is super awesome. In person, it is way bigger than I thought, than the pictures online. If I just turn on the Cursed Clover, the leprechaun, put my hand up, look at that. That is insane. $180. That is honestly well worth the price. And he's got a little gold pouch in his hand. That is sick. I love that. Wow. Check that out, folks. And then next to him, we have the Grave Robber. Here he is. He reminds me of that that monster from a few years ago, the Boogeyman, I think it was. He has a jump scare. I'm waiting for it. I will admit that was a little underwhelming. Also, the thing is they have such a long phrase that when they're activated, by the time you walk by, if it's in some kind of a haunted display, you don't really see the jump scare, which is unfortunate. And there is the Skelly activated. You can see his eyes moving around and blinking. I have to do the Cursed Clover one more time. This thing is insane. I'm just a big Leprechaun fan in general. I love the movies, and I just love the character of the Leprechauns in general. How sweet is that? And despite popular belief, I know that leprechauns are St. Patrick's Day type of thing. They are Halloween-y as well. They kind of go with goblins and ghouls and the like. All right, anyway, I've nerded out enough. Let's look at some of the other characters. Kind of these side little monsters. We have the light-up skeleton. Looking great as always. The corpsed skeleton, which looks fantastic. And this thing, I don't know what this is. It's called Wraparound Skeleton. But it is so cool and so weird. I love when Halloween is willing to embrace the weird side because it's totally the weirdest holiday by a lot. So I just love when it just embraces this. It just goes crazy, yeah. Go for it, baby. It has a snake-like kind of skeletal structure. And then here is the demon with a light-up, fiery kind of light system going. That is too cool. That is too cool. I want to look at all of these because they're so darn neat. But I'll start over here real quick. They have a nice little display with the witch hats and everything, with the tombstone, and then some of the Jackos. Just fantastic. This is a $60 Jack Skellington and Zero statue, and this is really nice. If you're a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, that is so cool. You have the Reaper here with the wings. These are molded plastic, but they look like stone just about. Plague Doctor. And then this might be the best $40 statue with no head. Looks like something straight out of an old cemetery. Love it. Absolutely love it. And then an owl. Owls are always slept on for the Halloween season, and I'm glad this one's around. Down here we have some more jack-o'-lanterns. This one's not working, but I assume I can piece it together in my head what it does. Same with all those guys. We've kind of seen those Jackos before. Have a lot of characters in box right now, including the leprechaun, which I'm so tempted to get. That is special. That is special. We have some more monsters here. Can't hear them very well. It's kind of loud. But these are cool. Kind of classic staples of Halloween. Jack-o'-lantern and skeleton. We have some moving skeletal hands, which is awesome. We have, let's see, up here, mummy cat, jailbird dog, skeleton dog, pumpkin dog, ghost dog. A minion. Do I dare press the minion? I think it runs around and stuff. Yeah, I figured as much. And a Jack, which plays this as Halloween. I can't believe it that it plays this as Halloween. And then we have a little bulldog. Kind of a cute little guy. For 30 bucks, 29 bucks. Here is a animated clown with a face ripper feature. I always like these. Ooh, he's ugly. You might need to work on that, my friend. Yeah, put the mask up, thank you. And then here's a little rabbit on the trike. I think we've seen this enough. I've done all my little videos that I can with these. It's fun. And they also have a skeleton. I keep saying skeleton on a tricycle. Oh, no, you watch out, buddy. You just slammed into something. That's been around for a while, too. Here we have even more little creatures. Little puppy. A crow. Black crow. And a bat. Ooh, I like that one. Upside down. That's a fun one. Only 17 bucks, too. Snake. Some of these still have the pull tab you have to pull out. There's the snake. Lights up, makes sound. Oh, look, a jackalope? What in the world? That is sick. If you don't know what a jackalope is, it is a, it's like a rabbit, deer. What is a jackalope, actually? I'm having second guesses about my understanding of this very bizarre creature, but they are really fun. There's something of a cryptid. And then here we have a dragon. Skeleton dragon. And I guess their skeletons are green. Yeah, I guess I could buy that. And then we have the cat. Love that. They've kind of taken these same few animals, and it looks like they've dirtied them up or added a little bit of color to them to keep them fresh, because I remember these being very pale white before. Oh, and they even have a T-Rex. Now that is a baby T-Rex if I've ever seen one. But still very nice. Here is the wolf, which has been around since I was a fetus. Yeah, I'm just kidding, but it has been around for many years. And then we have the Worry Crow as a miniature figure, which is great. And the Reaper as a miniature figure, which is super cool. Somehow, I don't mind Home Depot leaning into their lore and their history a bit. These are just nice little things to have. They even have a Dean the Deathologist miniature. That's pretty fun. I wish they would bring Dean back, though, as a life size. That is super sweet. I also did not point out this giant gargoyle and that archway, which has the souls in it. Twisted Souls archway for $250, and the gargoyle is $100 and lights up. That is dope. We are almost to the end. I know, it's so sad. but there's so much to look at. The witch, the skeleton, there's even a little girl on a tricycle, and this little creepy girl. Some lights. I'm kind of going through this a little quickly because I see 3 characters that I really want to talk about. Those are nice. All right, let's get to it. I've been waiting. This is something that little hauntformer only dreamed about. This is Stripe from Gremlins. Debatably one of the biggest influences on me as a little tyke. This is awesome. Check out Stripe. How sick is that? Do they have any in stock? I don't even think they have any in stock. It either hasn't come in yet or they've already sold out. I'm gonna guess they're still waiting on the stock. He looks pretty darn good. You know, he's not Trick or Treat Studios quality, but you're also paying $180 for a animated one, so that's cool. We also have Tiffany Valentine, aka the Bride of Chucky. I don't know if she's working. They don't have her on. And then over here we have the new Scarred Chucky, who I gotta admit, I prefer the original look of Chucky more. And I have that one from last year, but this looks pretty great. The detail is all there. These are each $230 for Chucky and his bride. Last thing I guess I'll point out is over here, some more skeletons and the kind of pitted skeletons. But really, these are the ones I wanted to talk about. They call these the pixie skeletons, I believe. Evil Pixie. Very cartoony, but I really do like these a lot. And that will kind of, we're going to end on a high note with these. And just in general with Home Depot's lineup, because Home Depot is always willing to do weird, different things. A leprechaun, a pixie, Stripe from Gremlins, a dragon. You know, I gotta give them respect. This is an awesome lineup for what is debatably one of the titans of the Halloween world right now. Go to your local Home Depot and check it out for yourselves.